guys, and welcome to this quick guide in which I'm going to show you guys on how to create an auto-updating drop-down for world teleports, zone teleports, mob teleports, whatever you want to call it. This basically works for most of the games that are at least somehow well organized, and it is very useful. So the advantages of this are obviously that whenever the game updates, your script will always have all the new stuff already added to it without you having to manually change this. This will of course make your users very happy, but it will also at the same time take away a lot of work for you. So let me just quickly show you how to do this. So for demonstration purposes, I decided to do this in Clicker Simulator because this game is extremely well organized. I love the developers for organizing their game this pretty, because now that we're in the game, we can just run Dropdown, which is basically going to give us the ability to see all of the game files. So worlds, zones, everything that is a part, a model, it's always going to be in the workspace. So just click on that, and immediately what I notice is the folder zones right here. So you can see it contains all of the zones, and as you can see, all the zones have a very pretty teleport pad, which is a part which has a C-frame which we can use to teleport to. So if I right click that, Dropdown comes with the cool option which has teleport to. Well, this is also very useful in case you want to check if the game has an anti-cheat, because, well, if you would use this right here, well, Dropdown uses a C-frame to teleport to it. If the game has an anti-cheat, this would kick you, not kick you, but like flag you, and then you would have to use tweening. Might make a video on tweening soon, so if you want to see that, just hit the like button or something like that. So let me show you how to do this. So this is the zones folder right here. Just right click on it and click on copy path. This is basically going to get the entire path. It's going to like workspace.zones. So I'm just copy that right once again. Then we want to open up our Visual Studio Code, because it's extremely nice to code in here. Select the language, just going to choose Lua, and I'm going to create a variable called local areas, which is going to contain all areas. So for that, we just paste the path that we just got from Dropdown in here, but we also want to add get children, as this will return all of the child elements of the folder zones. Now I want to create another table called local areas table, which is going to be empty for now. Then all I'm going to do is just do for IV in pairs. I'm going to loop through all the areas. So it's basically just going to loop through all of these folders right here. It's not going inside of them yet, but it's basically just getting them for now. So for IV in pairs, areas do. And now all we want to do is use the function called table insert. And first parameter is going to be the areas table, which we just created, which is empty for now, but we're just going to insert some data right now, which is going to be B. So value.name. The value is basically going to be all of these folders right here. The index would be a number, like this is the first folder, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but we want the value, which is going to be the instance, the folder itself. Well, this is already the part where we insert all of the game's worlds into our folder, which is basically going to allow us to, always have the current zones into our script, meaning that let's say the game updates and adds a new world to it. This would also mean there would be a new folder in here. Well, if the game updates, your users are very hyped for the new update, go into the game, launch your script because they love your script, and well, look at that, they already have the new world, and they're like, how the frick is that possible? Well, this is how this is possible. Now that we have this table which contains all of the folder names, so b.name is basically just going to get the property name from here. In this case, that would be Galaxy for this folder. And now we have a table with all of the strings as the zone names in it. Now all we need to do is we want to visualize all of that, and we can do that by adding a UI library. So usually what I use is material lua.gq because it has a lot of very useful functions. It allows you to customize the UI in terms of the color choice, etc. So it's very useful. So I'm just clicking on get started, and as you can see, it gives us a rough template right here. So let's just grab that and do some script kiddie stuff, and just Control V that into our code right here. So first off, we want to change some stuff. So the y coordinate, so the y value, I'm just going to make this a bit higher. Let's see how that looks like for now. How many worlds do we have? We have quite a lot of worlds in here, so let me just actually make this maybe even 600. That a bit down. Let's see, that is looking good. So instead of getting started, we just say zone teleporter. We're basically making a script which is dedicated to only a zone teleporter. Pretty nice. Haven't seen something like this before. So light, no one likes light themes, so I'll just add dark, see how that looks. So much better actually. So we don't want a button, so let's just remove that for now. I also want to change, this is basically the page, so as you can see it says main right here. Also make sure to change the style to 1, because this is really ugly. I only use this whenever it's needed, when I have like a ton of features and I don't really want, and they don't really fit into, show you, they don't really fit into this line right here anymore. I don't want it to be too wide, but well, in this case it's fine. So let me just say, let's first off declare this variable. Hello. Well, let's first off declare this variable as teleports and change the string of title to teleports as well. What that will do, obviously, it's going to change this right here to teleports, and let's add a drop down. So for that, go back into the documentation. Always make sure to read through documentations because you'll learn a lot from them. And as you can see, it gives us this option right here, which is a drop down. Now I'm just go ahead and paste this once again and choose the teleports, and well, we now just add this teleports variable right here. The dropdown is going to be added to this page. Makes sense, right? So instead of saying for the default text, choose an option, so let's just execute that again to give you guys an example. As you can see, it says choose an option here. Let me go back to here. Wait, so, and it comes with some default options right here, which is basically a table with 3 strings in it, ABC, and you can see that when we expand this drop down, ABC, and of course we want to have our words in here. And to do that, that's really simple. We've already created our table with the areas in it, so we have this areas table. We just copy that, paste this into options right here, and this is basically now our default value for the drop down. And boom, as you can see, we have all of the zones in here, just like that, without having to do if the name is equal to Atlantis, then humanoid root part .c frames equal to blah blah blah. So having to do that for that many zones would be absolutely, well, it would be a disaster. So of course this is a very nice option, and it will also update. You can also do this for games which have mobs in it, for example. There's usually like a mob folder, and let's say you go into a new zone and the game loads new mobs in it. You can also like use this in context like this, but this is like some more advanced stuff because that will also require you to refresh the drop down. This is maybe something for another video, but let's get back to what we want to achieve right here. So now that we've got all of the zones, what we want to achieve is that whenever we click on a zone right here, that it's going to teleport us to there. So how to do that? Well, as you can see, let's actually change this to choose a zone, like so. As you can see, this is a callback right here. This will basically return whatever gets passed through that areas table. So whenever we click on tropical, it's going to return the string tropical, and this is basically the value that gets returned. So let us first off declare one variable, which is going to be a humanoid root part, which we're going to use to teleport our character. So again, place a local player, the character, the humanoid root part, and then we just want to do for IV in pairs. And we can just use this variable we can just use the variable that we declared at the very beginning, which is areas do, and now we can just compare some data. So if v.name is equal to value, so now it's basically just comparing the string that we got from our table, the name from here, so that way we can basically just match the folder that we want to use. Now once it got the right folder, so let's say we click on tropical, it gets the folder tropical. Now what we need to do once again is we need to get the children of this folder. So to do this, all we need to do is add another for IV in pairs loop, and in here we're just going to do the get children again, just like we did at the beginning. It's going to get all of the child elements of that folder. And now all that's left to do is check just like matching the instance with our script. So looking for a part with the name teleport. So to do that, we just do if v is a part and v.name is equal to, so you can see teleport. We can be sure to use this because it's very likely that all of these worlds in here have a teleport. We have a part with the name teleport, equal to teleport, then, and now all that's left to do, because we now successfully grabbed the right part, is we need to do HRP, so humanoid root part, the variable that we declared right here, which grabs our humanoid root part. Now we need to get the C frame of our root part. I want to now set this C frame to the C frame of the part, just like so, v.cframe, and this should now work. Let's see if it does. So let's execute it, and so far looking good, no errors. And if we now click on tropical, boom, as you can see, teleports us to every single of these locations as soon as we click on the drop down item. And well, this guys is how you make an auto updating drop down for worlds, zones, even for mobs, if you know how to use it correctly. And well, this comes in very handy, it's super useful, and I hope you guys learned something new today. Make sure to like this video if you want to see more, and see you guys in the next one.